Hey, what's up, guys? It's Russo and Jordy with Backdoor Fantasy Sports, and we've got another Prize Picks video for you. We are going to be talking about the NBA slate on Thursday, November 30th. We've got 9 games on board, some good matchups, some matchups that have a potential blowout. So we will make sure to let you know which games you need to be a little bit concerned about. But before we get into that, if you've never tried Prize Picks, use our promo code. They'll double your first deposit up to $100, regardless of how much you put on. If you throw on 25, you'll get an extra 25. All the way up to 100, you'll get 200 if you throw on $100 the first time. Just use our code there at the bottom of the screen, and they'll hook you up with that deal. And if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. We run 2 shows. The show you're about to watch right now is our first look show, where we look for value late at night when the board is just beginning to get populated. And then we have a daily show that we're actually going to try to move even earlier for you guys. Once the board is filled out, we try to just get you with, hit you with the picks that we think look good now that we have more options. And sometimes the lines we pick in the first look show end up moving on us, 1.5, 2 points sometimes. Sometimes they just get removed entirely. So oftentimes we're able to lock some value plays in late at night, and they're gone in the morning. But yeah, we're going to be trying to move our daily show a couple hours earlier, just to give you guys more time to figure out what you want to do with these picks, so we're not like so close to the game starting. So keep an eye out for it earlier tomorrow. All right, we're going to do a recap of our picks from yesterday's videos to get us started. Dang it, I had them up. I've got to pull them up again. I apologize.
Sorry. You want me to start with mine?
Yeah, you start with yours.
Cool. So I had D'Anthony Melton last night. We'll start with last night. I had D'Anthony Melton for over 12.5 points. It was looking rough at first. He went into the halftime with like 4 points, but he ended up with 17. So he came alive in the second half. So we hit there, and then we took Tyus Jones for over 11.5 points and assists, or over 15.5 points and assists, and he had 11. So I don't know. We were talking about it, and we were both just like so frustrated with both Detroit and Washington just because of their coaching, and like there's just the most uncoached sporadic teams in the NBA. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're
what'd
not.
you have?
I'll get into mine. Don't worry. No, but like, we've been kind of preaching early on in the season when guys miss their lines. It seemed like anytime anybody would miss any type of line, whether it be in our Discord or in the comments, everyone's just like, blacklist, we're never playing him again. And we're always like, chill out, guys. Like, it's just, just chill. Like, don't blacklist anybody. There's no point, because there's going to be times when you want to play them. But Detroit and the Wizards lately are
They're
kind
on that
of
list.
they're winning us over.
Yeah.
They're making a good case for the blacklist, but I know it's one of those things where we're going to have to stay off of them for a little while, because we know Tyus is capable of that, and it's just the coaching is just
fourth quarter.
Yeah, it's I get it, like during blowouts, but I'm not Monty Williams, getting paid historical amounts of money for a coach, so he knows what he's doing. I'm probably just frustrated as a sports betting, analyst or whatever, because I wanted Cade to hit. And so yeah, my 2 picks were, I had Cade Cunningham for over 30.5 points and assists. He ended up just going for 20. I think the Lakers did have a really good lead. I'm not a fan of this whole like bench your team and at the end of the third, and like, no, just like let them fight, see if they can't do something crazy, but again, I'm not the multi-million-dollar coach, and I do like Monty Williams, so whatever, I'll move on from that. And we also had Tyrese Maxey for over 36.5 PRA, and he came in at 37 and cashed that by 0.5 point for us. And so we went 2 for 2, or 2 and 2. That's what I'm trying to say. 2 and 2 on that, on the night video. And then the next the next day on the Daily Show, we went 3 picks each. 3 picks we were feeling really good about. And we've joked about it on our show before, but players beware. If we pick you, you might get hurt or you might miss a game. And that's what happened to Joel Embiid, my favorite pick of the day, over 6 assists, which just almost felt like a free square. And like an hour before the game, after all of our picks are locked in, we get the news, and he had some sort of illness, misses the game, doesn't play. So that was off to a great start for me, a DMP. And then I took Paul George over 6 rebounds. Now, originally I had mentioned we wanted his rebounds and assists, and that did cash. He just didn't cut it with the rebounds tonight. I know that I think Kawhi Leonard went for like 9 rebounds, 8 or 9 rebounds, and Zubats had a really good night. And I think he got like 9 rebounds as well. But Zubats looked really good. It was a good night. We might want to start looking at his PRA moving forward. He's getting hot.
Keep Zubats on your radar, because I took him the other day for like 8 rebounds and he went for like 13. So he's been on one.
Yeah, and he's been playing great in the paint too. But anyway, so Paul George, we talked about on the rebounds, he had went over that line 8 out of 10 times, and now he is 8 out of 11. So didn't cut it for us there. And then Eric Gordon, I was just disappointed with the Suns overall. The performance against Toronto, it was a frustrating game to watch as a Suns fan. Gordon just didn't look himself, and he almost didn't hit this by a lot less. I think he drained a few more points in what you would consider sort of like garbage time. But we took him for over 13.5 points. He's been on a heater, and the Suns as a whole just didn't really play well today. They lost. They only lost by like 5 points, but still, he didn't cash for me. He went for 10 points. So I had a pretty bad day with the Daily Show. But you want to get into yours? You had a pretty good day.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad. You may like Monty Williams, but I don't after tonight.
Yeah.
I had Jalen Duren for over 13.5 rebounds and assists. He had 7. I think going into the first quarter, he had like 2, and then going into halftime, he only had like 3. And then he came out and got like 4 rebounds, and then he didn't sniff another minute of playing time. So I was just like, I kind of just threw my hands up in defeat. I was like, okay, here we go. Like, we're going to have a conversation about the Wizards in Detroit tonight. We did. Yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone. Zion, I took his assists for over 4.5. He had 6. So that was cash money. And then I took Scotty Barnes, points and rebounds at 24.5 over. I was a little scared. Going into halftime, he had 6. So I was kind of like, okay, here we go. It's going to be another night where our comments are lighting up. But he ended with 30. So he had a huge half. It became a crazy game between them and the Suns. And yeah, I was cool with that. So not terrible on my side, but not perfect either. So
yeah, and I got one more thing to say about Monty Williams. Like, I respect the man, but I'm much happier with Frank Vogel. And this situation with Jalen Duren that you're talking about, it reminds me of when the Suns went to the finals, and we were up, 2-0, I think, against the Bucks. Yeah. And Devin Booker, I think it was game 3, was having a little bit of a rough shooting night, and the Suns were within reach. And he benched Booker like a few minutes into the 4th, and Booker never came back into the game. And I was livid. I'm like, what are you doing, Monty? Anyways, sorry. It made me flash back to that.
Detroit's on a 15-game losing streak for a reason, so it's like...
Yeah, I take back everything I said.
All right, let's get into tonight's picks.
Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so to get us started, I'm going to be going with a rookie who I'm pretty excited about. And that is going to be Brandon Miller. I like him to go over 18.5 points and rebounds. If you haven't yet, you need to watch this kid play. He's very exciting, and he's got a very crisp 3-pointer. I expect him to probably break this. He could break this with points alone. If we look at what he's been doing over the last 5 games, he's getting great minutes, averaging just under 35 minutes a game, 18.2 points a game, and 3.6 rebounds. I was curious about his rebounds, his PRA as a whole, but I ended up just feeling more comfortable with the points and rebounds alone because the matchup against Brooklyn, they are allowing almost 23 points a game, which I'm very comfortable with. And they're allowing 8 rebounds, just over 8 rebounds a game to small forwards. But they are only allowing 4 assists per game, which isn't too bad. But, you know, a rookie, I just felt more comfortable just taking the points and rebounds. That's at a minus 120 on the books. And you do want to keep in mind with both of my picks, actually, we do have a little bit of blowout potential. One of the reasons I'm comfortable with this is because I think if, we've got the Brooklyn Nets favored by 8 here with a 226.5 over under. But if the Nets do happen to blow out Charlotte, if it gets out of hand, I think Brandon Miller is going to get extra playing time. So I'm comfortable taking him in this situation. And I really believe in the kid. So I'm going to take the over there. And this is just first look. It's not like the board's loaded with value right now. So that's going to be my first. And then my next is going to be rebounds prop. And I'm going to be going with Evan Mobley over 10.5 rebounds. He's been on fire lately, pulling down boards. And this line seems low to me. Now the matchup is a little bit... it's like, you know, they're allowing to centers, Portland's allowing the centers 16 rebounds a game. And what's interesting is for some reason, probably because the potential blowout risk, let me see here. So Cleveland. So yeah, the Cavs are favored by 11.5 points here on a 220 over under. So keep in mind, this has good blowout potential. So if you're not comfortable with this pick, don't take it. But I'm warning you about the blowout potential. So just know that going into it. But I think Evan Mobley can get this done regardless, even if they do have a big lead, because they are allowing 16 boards a game. And when he put this up against, let me just double check here. Yeah, so he went up against Atlanta and Toronto. He put up 19 against Atlanta and 14 against Toronto. And if we look at Atlanta, sorry, almost done here. Atlanta doesn't even allow as many rebounds as Portland does, and he dropped 19 against them. And so I'm really comfortable since Portland is allowing so many rebounds. I think that Mobley's going to get this done, and I just think this line's too low. So those are the two I'm starting with for first look. What do you got for us, Jordy?
Yeah. So to get me started, I'm going to be looking at the Charlotte game in particular. Like you said, you know, this game does have blowout potential. 226 over under with an 8.5 point favorite. But with the way that Charlotte's playing, their pace and their scoring, they've been in this situation almost every game I've looked at with them this year, where they're favored to get blown out. Like, so, you know, and it hasn't really happened too much. They've kept it within arm's reach, but they're not that team where if they get down by 16, they get benched. They fight back. So that's what you always like to see. That's why I've been comfortable taking them more often. So to get me started, I'm going to go right back to Mark Williams here. This matchup is really good for him. It's not great, but it's not terrible. It's like kind of in the middle. It's a minus 135 to go over. So Vegas is liking this matchup as well. If we look at what he's done in his last 5 games, he's been great. I mean, he's gone over this 3 times in the last 5 games. You know, I kind of wish this line was at 10.5 again, but I like it still at 11.5. I think he can get the job done. If we look at what Brooklyn's giving up to centers, they are giving up 24 points. And Mark Williams, I think Nick Richardson is still out with a concussion. So Mark Williams is going to get a ton of minutes. We can see since Nick Richardson has been out, he's been averaging 36 minutes a game. So he's getting plenty of playing time to hit this. And I've sweated this out. Oh, sorry, that's Bridges. I've sweated this out. He's getting still 30 minutes a game. So, you know, I've sweated this out a couple times, but I do like it to go over still. I think with the matchup and how the pace of this game is going to go. So Brooklyn is 10th in pace and Charlotte's 3rd. So there's going to be plenty of buckets, plenty of putbacks, things of that nature. I think this game is just going to be a crazy high scoring game. So I think he can at least get us 12 here. And he's been pretty good on the glass. So I like this to go over. And then for my next pick, this one I'm really excited about. We got Miles Bridges for over 1.5 blocks and steals. He's getting this in steals alone. He's gone over this in 5 out of his 6 games he's played this season. I mean, he's just been a monster everywhere. He's scoring the ball efficiently. He plays hard defense, and he's rebounding the ball like a center. So he's really good at this. This is his game. He's kind of like a supersonic Marcus Smart. I like him a lot to go over this. He's been getting it in steals alone. He gets some blocks. And, with the pace of this game, there's going to be a lot of turnovers. Brooklyn's like 11th in turnovers as a team. So it's because of their pace. So I think in a game like this where they're going to be running up and down the floor a lot, I just feel comfortable with this. This is a minus 145 to go over. So this line will not be there tomorrow. I promise you that. And Mark Williams will probably get bumped to 12. So try to snag these tonight. And that's what I've got.
Cool. You said a supersonic Marcus Smart.
I'm pulling shit out of the hat tonight.
Whoa. Bleep button. Anyways, guys, we appreciate you watching, and I just want to shout out our Discord family. We love you guys. It's getting better by the day, so definitely go check it out. And also shout out to Skywalker DFS. Thanks for the super thanks, my friend. And he's just been super cool to us ever since we started this channel, and he's been helping us learn the ropes of this whole field. And we love his show, so go check out his show. There's just a little bit of everything. It's just super chill, very relaxing. So definitely go check it out. And yeah, good luck, guys. We will catch you in the next video.
Good luck, boys.